What's going on, everyone? This is Tom with Bam Bam Unlimited. I just wanted to come and talk to you today about type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is something that I deal with on a daily basis. I have to use medicine to control my numbers. I use a good diet to help control the numbers and really just stay active. I know a lot of you out there that have type 2 diabetes. You guys have different issues. Like some people have higher numbers that they really try everything they can to get that number down to where they want to be, and people they struggle, and I was there, so I wanted to kind of come to you and tell you this stuff because this is my first video ever, but I chose a topic to do a video on because it's something that I felt very passionate about. I felt very, very passionate about because I deal with it every day. So let me tell you a little bit about my story. My story, it's a quick one. I'll get to it. 10 years ago, I went to a doctor in West Virginia, and I live in Ohio now, but I was in West Virginia, and the doctor told me, because I was complaining of dizziness, I was complaining of eye trouble. I was just blurry everywhere. And he told me, let's run some tests. Let's do some things. Let's see what is going on with your body because that wasn't normal for me. That wasn't normal at all. So he ran some tests. He came back. A lot of you people that have diabetes know these numbers, so that's what we're going to get at here. Came back. He said, you have an A1C that is a 12. And I said, wow, what is that? I don't know what that is. And he said, well, it's your combination of the last 6 months, combination of the last 3 months. And I said, okay, well, what's the last 3 months? And he said it was a 12. So, but he said the whole diameter of that 6 months that he took and ran, it was pretty high. It was at certain points, it was right at, he said we even had a 13 at one time that he thought. He said that's where the numbers, because he was looking at like my overall average for every day, and he was thinking that my average, because again it was just a short test, he didn't know a lot about it. So I'll get to the rest of it here, but he went back and ran it again for the last 3 months the next day because he thought that maybe I was just nervous, maybe something. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. He ran the test, did it again, and he came back and it was a 12. And he said that I think what your numbers were for the last 3 months, because we just went with the 3 months at that time, he said was from a 300 to a 350 daily. And when you got to that high, that level of having that blurs your vision, that hurts everything in your body, just kind of starts making you sluggish, making you feel bad. And I said, okay, because I don't know, at that point, I knew nothing about diabetes. So what I did was I was able to, at that time, he gave me medicine. He said, here you go. Here's 500 milligrams. This should get you down. Well, we went 3 months. He ran another test. It only went down to a 10. And I really didn't understand at that time. He didn't tell me about the diet. He didn't tell me I had to cut out a lot of different stuff. He just kind of was like, hey, I'll give you this medicine. You take it. You're going to be better. So that was a little better, but it wasn't great. And I still had blurry vision. I still had everything. But I figured, okay, it's going to take time. And the blurry vision was, you all know, it would come from other things. And that time, so I did that. And then at the 3 months period when you ran it again, it was a 10. And that's when he kind of said, hey, you need to go see a dietitian. And I said, all right, well, I don't really want to go see a dietitian. I was being stubborn. I was being, as they say, stubborn as a mule. So he said, well, I'm going to put you on 1,000 milligrams of metformin. And I said, okay, great. So I went 3 months, didn't think anything was, doing great. He wanted me to come back in for a test. I blew it off, thinking that he wasn't helping me, thinking I knew more than a doctor. And at that point, I didn't know anything about diabetes at all. I knew my mom had them. I knew my sister had just got them. And it was kind of like, okay, why do I want to deal with this? Why do I want to have anything to do with this at all? You know, all I got to do is, hey, I'll just go to another doctor. So I went to another doctor in Athens, and the doctor told me the same thing. You have diabetes. And when he ran across that and he helped me a little bit, got me on metformin, got that kind of straightened out, he ran a test. It was an 8 at that point. After his 3 months of him helping me, we went back in. It was an 8. So I was like, all right, it's going down. The vision's going. It's clear. Everything's going great. So he said, let's wait 6 months and run another test. So at this point, I'm getting kind of frustrated because you're going through all these tests, you're going through everything, and as you guys would know, keep going to doctors. And when you go to doctors, you spend money. When you go to doctors, because you're spending, even if you have insurance, you're spending copays of like $25 to $50 a copay every time. So at that point, I went every year. At that point, to deal with this, I went at least 3 to 4 times that year. That's spending money, and I didn't like that, and I didn't have insurance at that time, so I was spending up to $75 a visit. I don't know why I went to that doctor, but that doctor helped me a lot, and I really appreciate that doctor because it led me to where I was. I was getting better. Well, then he decided to leave. He says, I'm closing my practice. I'm leaving. So he left. And then I ended up with another doctor from that same, whatever your network, whatever it was. And, it didn't really work out with her. She just kept wanting to give me pills, kept wanting to feed me things and not telling me exactly how it's helping me or how it would work or how anything would go. And I don't know why I'm using my hands all the time. But, so I went ahead and I went with her for a little while. I just trusted her and kept going. She kept giving me more meds and more meds, put me on insulin for a little while, and then she decides to leave. And at that point, I was overweight now. I was overweight. I was on like 5 different medicines to deal with diabetes, and I was in bad shape. So this leads me up to last year. So last year, I met this doctor that she is my doctor still, and she's great. She is one of the best doctors I would ever have because I would recommend her to anyone. She's been great to me. She flat out just tells me the truth. She said, your diet you started on a year ago has got you down, and I'll get into that because I kind of started on the keto diet. I started with the keto diet, and then I started with just a low carb diet, a really low carb diet. And it really helped me. I lost 35 pounds, and I started feeling better. I started feeling not sluggish. I started feeling awesome. Well, I was going to the gym every day. I was really loving that. And I got into bodybuilding, and it wasn't really bodybuilding to me, I guess. It was more or less of me just getting in shape. With this pandemic we've been in, I've lost a lot of weight again, and I feel great. But obviously, I'm not, the bodybuilder type or whatever that you would say. But so I went to her. She said, I don't know why you're taking insulin. All that does is defeat the purpose for you. Everybody else, somebody, it doesn't, each person is their own person. Each person has their own medical thing. So for me, she said, it's just defeating your purpose. It's not helping you. Let's do this other med and let's cut 3 of your meds off because all they're doing is putting water weight in you. And all they're doing is they're not really helping you. Because the one pill she had me on, I can't really remember what it is, but it really brought out like an appetite out of me. I don't know why, because I'm a different person, I guess, from everybody else. And everybody's, different. But it was bringing out an appetite with me, and it was also making me eat all the time. And I was drinking. I was always thirsty, so I had a lot of water weight on me, and I was really feeling like I was like, man, here I go again. I'm gaining And I went from at that point, before I met my doctor that I have now, I had went from like 170 up to 205. Gained it all back. And actually I think I was at 210. So I gained it all back plus 5. And at that point, I said, wow, I got to go. So I got to find another doctor. Well, the thing was, that doctor had left again and left me with the doctor I have now. And it was the best blessing I could ever ask for, because when I went in, she said, I'm taking you off these, take this, and that's it. And stay on your diet, keep working out, keep doing everything you're doing, but stay on your diet. So I went just a couple weeks ago, and actually it was about a week ago, and at this time, and my number is now at 5.2, which I love. I was able to get it way down, and just by her help, just by exercise, great diet. Guys, the diet is the most important thing. If you want to get off of diabetes, you want to get off of type 2 diabetes, really hit your diet. Stay on your diet. Keep that diet to what they say. I mean, low carb, just do your best to stay healthy, of course, but low carb diet. I mean, low carb diet does wonders. It did wonders for me. You don't even have to go full keto. I mean, you don't. Just low carb diets, watch what you eat, stay away from all the starches. I mean, stay away from like limiting your, as you can't have potatoes. You shouldn't have potatoes. You shouldn't have bread, and you shouldn't have things that are like pasta, things like that are going to hurt you, because that's carbs. That's a lot of carbs, and it's going to your body. It's going to really mess your body up a lot, and it's going to keep having you have those high numbers, and you really want to get away from all that. So what I suggest is, I've got this thing at the bottom here. I'm going to put a link at the bottom, and it leads you to a diet plan. It leads you to a place that can help you out. It has helped me out. I've actually just found it about a month ago, and it's really been helping me out to stay on my diet and help me to have different recipes, different things that I was able to enjoy food again. Not just the same old foods that I was so sick. I'm going to tell you, I'm so sick of hamburgers. I'm so sick of meat, and I love a good steak, but I'm getting sick of it, because that's all you find on low carb diets is a lot of meat, a lot of vegetables, a lot of things that they're good, but when you eat them every day, you get kind of sick of them. So I'm going to put in the description below what the diet plan is. I'm going to put it in there. It's a cookbook. It'll be nice. It's got everything you need in it. Not much more for me to say. Like, subscribe if you could. Help me out a little bit. Tell people about it. And see you in the next video. Thank you.